Physics is hard. If it wasn't, everyone would do it. Many people have said some form of variation of this quote. You're embarking upon Physics 231 or 232. This is a generic introduction to the course for each of those courses. They both use Young and Friedman, University Physics, and we use Mastering Physics for the homework service. I'm going to talk about how to be successful in this course. First thing, I found this slide and I like it because it talks about two kinds of students. Students are just merely in it to get the grade, and learners who are in it to learn the material. You may achieve the same goal. You may get the same grade either way. But students learn because they have to, and scholars learn for the love of learning. And I think they learn more deeply. I think they are the better student. How much time will this course take? An on-campus course requires 6 classroom hours and 4 hours for lecture, 2 hours for lab. Usually an additional time required is approximately 2 hours outside class for every hour in class. It's not unreasonable to assume that you're going to spend 15 to 20 hours each week to learn this material. I believe you really need to set aside time each day to study. Start by reading the chapter, then doing the examples in the chapter, then working to the homework. What I'm going to do now is explain what's on Blackboard, what will help you. There are 5 main areas: the schedule, the syllabus, the assignments, the labs, and the homework. They're all important if you want to pass this course. The schedule and the syllabus come first in the menu bar. The schedule has all the due dates for all the labs, homework, and exams. They are firm. You need to complete the course on schedule. You can't take it at your own pace. The course is 12 weeks long. The school requires at the end of 12 weeks I give you a grade. If you're going to be traveling or something else, if you're going to take vacations, and believe me, I've had students do that, then you're responsible to work ahead and do the material. The syllabus, it has much of the stuff in it that is in the syllabus. When you click on the syllabus, you'll see some other materials. It talks about the book, it talks about the prerequisites, it talks about the course objectives, it talks about the homework service, how to sign up for it, and you need both of those. But most important, I believe, after you've read the syllabus, you're probably done with it, but the schedule, you should look at that every week. The next two are the assignments and labs. This is for a 12-week course. Now your course may say assignments - 12 weeks, or it may not. I'm not sure if both the 231 and 232 do. But you'll have an assignments tab. Then you'll have a labs tab. That's where you find the laboratory assignments. In the assignments, you're going to see something like this. It has a description of all the objectives for the chapter. In this case, you want to be able to describe the SI system of units and state 3 base units in the SI system. You want to explain the difference between a base unit and a derived unit. A derived unit is something like a Newton, which is a meter kilogram per second squared. The basic SI units are meter, kilogram, and second. There are a few others, but those are the basic ones. All the objectives for the chapter are here. If you understand these objectives and you can do these things, you'll probably do very well on an exam. This next part says to read the chapter. You can't get by without reading the physics text. Mastering examples will be presented in each chapter, and you need to do those. Need to test your understanding. Just study the discussion questions at the end of the chapter. Each exam has 20 multiple choice questions that are really very easy, but you have to think about them. They're worth 2.5 points each, or half the exam. The other half is 5 problems that you must show your work for. After that, I'm going to show you some helps for understanding physics, some videos, PowerPoint presentations, and then you go and do the homework. This is not the only way it can be done, but it's one way. The labs. In each lab, you're going to have one that says Lab 01 or Lab 02, whatever, and under it, it's going to have an attached zip file. You click on that zip file, it'll download to your computer, you create a directory, and you extract the files in that into that directory. Make it unique, Lab 01 if you want, -231. And then when you have the extracted files, look for one that says Lab 01-231 working with numbers report. This is the main report. It's a document. You can only turn in documents. You can't turn in PDFs or any other kind of facsimile, scanned images, whatever. Don't turn those in. I won't grade them. I can't grade them. It can only be a doc or a docx file. When you've completed the first lab, you submit your written report here. Then there is a quiz, and there's only a quiz on Lab 1. No other lab has a quiz. But in this case, it was easier to do some of them in the quiz form. So you go to Exams and Quizzes in Blackboard, and you take the lab. Not T-A-E-K, but T-A-K-E. Take the Lab 1 quiz. This is the only lab that has a quiz. Then there's the homework service. You go to the homework service. It tells you how to sign up for the homework service. It gives you the course ID, and you can sign up for the homework. Begin the homework. Then there's a section called Help Understanding Physics. This is a number of videos and other things, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. There are some practice exams, and then the exams and quizzes. The practice exams have a few errors in them. Not many, but there are a few. The last section is My Grades. You can go and view your grades in the course. The next one is online meetings. I used to hold online meetings for students once a week for an hour, but after the first week or two, I found that most students didn't show up. In fact, I went one semester 12 weeks sitting here for an hour waiting for students to, well, not an hour. I wait 15 minutes, and if no one shows up, then I would leave. But it's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time. So what I do now is this is an on-demand meeting. We can meet online, and you can go to the online meetings tab and look at that, and we can actually go there and talk or chat and talk about your problems. Start now. Don't wait until the last minute. Start early on each assignment. Each homework assignment, you should start the very first day after you read the chapter. Preview the questions. Ask questions. Send me an email if you have questions. When you send an email, put your class ID in the subject line. Physics 231, Physics 232. I only communicate with your NVCC email, so only send emails through NVCC. Show me your work. When you have a problem you're trying to solve, include some intermediate steps. Show me how you're doing your calculations and your answers. When you do that, I can more than likely see exactly what you're doing. One of the biggest problems that students have, especially early in the semester, is they don't use the proper units. Remember, we're using SI system of units, meters, kilograms, and seconds, and if you don't use those, then you've probably got the wrong answer, and it's pretty easy to spot that when you do. Ask questions, but don't just say, oh, here's a problem, how do I do this? You know, that's what you're supposed to learn in the course. If you work through it and you see you have a problem, I can help you with that. I can explain how to go about it. But just don't ask me to show you how to do a problem. That means I haven't read the chapter, but I want you to tell me how to do it. That's what that tells me, and so it's not great. Grading, 60% of your grade is based on the exams, 20% on the homework, and 20% on the labs. You can make 100% on the homework and the labs. You only have to make 50% on the exams then to get a C. If you make 100% on the homework and labs, I believe you will get more than a C in the course. There are some study helps in Mastering Physics. When you go to Mastering Physics, in the upper right-hand corner there are two little blue bars. One says the e-text, the other is study area. The e-text is just exactly that, and it's an electronic copy of the e-text. I suggest you bring it up, learn how to manipulate through it, and you'll do well with it. The study area is special. Click on both and try them. This is what happens when you click on the study area. And if you go to the top here where it says Chapter 3, Motion in 2 or 3 Dimensions, you click on the down arrow, it's a drop-down box. You select the chapter that you want to see the study guides for. Click Go, and this is what it brings up. Now there's some video tutor demonstrations. Try those. And then each example in the book is worked out in a video. If you have any questions about the examples in the book, you can come here and it'll go through a video demonstration of exactly how to do the example. There are also some PHY simulations that you can use. Good study area, good study guide. There's also something called Help Understanding Physics. I will explain more about that. Oh, it's here now. In Help Understanding Physics, there is the PowerPoint presentation that comes with the text. You can look through it. There are some clicker questions. These are composed of 2 slides. Okay, the first slide asks you a question. The second slide answers it, and it's just a PDF, so you can scroll through it. This is a good way to study the material for the chapters. There are also some other helps. I particularly like Dan Fullerton on physics. This is something I've gone through, and most of the chapters have some videos from Dan Fullerton. He teaches high school in New York. He teaches the honors physics. There is no difference between the physics taught in high school and the physics taught here in the community college or at the university. So when he talks about the metric system, he talks about the base system of units and derived units. Talks about significant digits, scientific notation, and you'll notice when you go to Chapter 1, if you're in 231, there are a number of videos of different topics that you can look at. I suggest you use these. These will help you understand. Most of them are only 5 to 15 minutes long. Important dates. Class begins May 19th. I've already sent out emails saying that Blackboard is activated. You can be working now. The last day to withdraw with a refund is May 31st. The last day to withdraw, period, is July 8th. If you withdraw after July 8th, you'll get an F in the course automatically. See the schedule for all the due dates of all assignments and exams. If there's any conflict anywhere else in the website, go back to the schedule. That's the last word. I wish you good luck. Work hard, and hopefully you can get through this course with the grade that you would like.